Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, December 9th. Getting ready for the after hour session. I was here 12 hours ago for 4 a.m. pre-market. However, nothing moved between 4 and 4:30. So now back at it for after hours today. Not exactly sure what to watch right out of the gate. It looks like we had some really good moves. AFJK, amazing move from like $10.8 all the way to 100. Unreal, but unfortunately I missed that. Looks like we had some other stocks put in some really nice moves. So see what happens in after hours. The theme seems to be going from like $10 to 100. I think we had SMX, AFJK, TWG or TGL. One of them. So let's see what we have in after hours. It's ETX. It's sold off though. See Rito, I'm just not sure about it. It's got 60-cent spreads right now, so not sure about that one. It probably has really low volume. It looks like 87,000 shares in the spread to tighten up. Below. Huge pop right there. Again, large spreads. 7 by 770, now 7 by 20. We've got Rito. This current candle's $4. 1 million share float. Up to 5. Well, that one would have been nice to be in. I didn't see an entry I liked. I guess that first 1 minute candle to make a new high was good. Missed it though. Pull up. HSPO popped from like 17 up to 30, but then a huge rejection, so staying away from that one for right now. I think Rito and Velo might be the two to watch. Between the two, Rito is probably the better option. Just because it has a lower float. I don't see news on either of them. So we got Rito, about 400,000 shares of volume, 1.3 million share float. Velo, 8.5 million share float, 500,000 shares of volume. Okay, this current candle on Rito is 578. UAP is 530. I'm gonna try to be patient on this one. Waiting for actual 1 minute setup. It'd be nice if we could get one more 1 minute pullback candle and then get in for the next candle to make a new high. Velo retesting its after hours high, 770. Rito is holding the $5 level, so I think that's something to keep in mind. If it gives up $5, it should probably look for a reversal. Look at Miggy real quick. So this was a nice little 1 minute pullback. We did get one more smaller range candle, like I said I wanted. But we closed right at about 550 and then opened at 550 and popped up to 590, now 6. I hesitated. I just didn't like the way that closed and opened between the two candles. I was a little hesitant. I'm not sure it was going to work. So I didn't jump in. We did get a nice 40-cent move though, from 550 up to 590. Or I guess it did touch 6. Should break through that $6 level. Rejected out of it. Unfortunate. Okay, so maybe Velo is the one to watch. Looks like OCG is moving as well. That's not I think the play on RETO was to get in right here for the break of 450 for that move up to 6. That was a nice move there. I was just, yeah, I missed it. Plain and simple. BELO. Pushing above that 770 level. Only by 11 cents though. HSPO. Nice 7-point move from 26 to 32. Super low float. This thing could squeeze. Pretty sure it's at all-time highs. A bit more expensive though. This move right here for the break of 26.55. That would have been a nice entry. I wasn't watching it though, just because the price Those things could rip. The theme seems to be good to go to 100, so I guess that would probably be what you'd expect. Everything's like going to 100 and like topping out. Be nice if the stocks I got in went to 100, but unfortunately, it's yet to happen. NIVF. Burrito, it needs to hold that $5 level. Broke it, but popped right back above it. Velo, I don't like the price action on this one. These candles, they're just Christmas lights. They are trending upward, but I don't like that. See NIVF. These stocks are moving, but it's just hard to have a lot of faith that you're not going to just get like whipped out. Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't trust any. You know, some markets you're in, like you're like, oh, I can just buy this and it's going to go up. You just know it is. Like the last 3 quarters of 2020, basically every stock June, July of this year. But recently, it's just super dicey, it seems like. All right, so right now, HSPO. Kind of doing its second 1-minute pullback. Again, probably leave that one alone just because of the price. RETO, it's fighting to maintain that $5 level, but it keeps flipping below it, flipping above it. 5-minute chart, you have 2 topping candles on the previous 2 5-minute candles. Would suggest there's a lot of selling up around the $6 level. So again, hard to trust it. IVF, back above, it's high. I think Velo's out of play for right now. Almost punched NIVF there for a break of 260, but just hesitant on this one as well. W. About 50-cent spreads, but it's pushed a little higher. It does have news. Actually, it doesn't have news. It had news this morning. Oh, good. $4 spread now. I don't think this level 2 is right. It's like frozen. It's not. Yeah, it's something. It's not refreshed or something. There we go. IPW, it only has 45,000 shares of volume. It's putting in a really nice move, but spreads are crazy high because of the lack of volume. So this one's too risky. You jump in and be down $1 automatically right away. So I think I'll stay away from that one. HSPO, break at the $40 level. Broke it by $3, $4. Keep going. SPHL. This is a nice move on HSPO, but again, like that entry at 26.55 was nice, and then if you would have been in this somehow at $18, that would have been good. But look at this next candle. I mean, the bearish engulfing candle that goes from 30 to 17. I don't know how you like. I don't know how you trade that. All right, I'm gonna pull up SPHL. 200's at like 850. 88,000 shares of volume. Kind of looks like it has a level around 680. STKH. There's like so much moving right now, it's hard to tell which one to focus on. make sure I remember to blink. Too much going on. All right. Rito, I like this one, but I feel like you're kind of on the backside of the move right now. The MACD would suggest that crossed over. NIVF, kind of the same story. I also feel like this one has smaller range. Let's drop pretty steeply. SPHL. IPW. No, I don't like this 5-minute candle right here. Honestly, probably just get in HSPO and ride it. Target $5. Then you got Rito. I don't know what it's doing. $0.70 candle right now. Try to get in for the breakthrough VWAP 533. How much more does it have in it? You know, like you just put in 80 cents. Is it just gonna keep going? I feel like it needs to pull back a bit. When you think about it, this 5-minute candle is crazy extended. I think it doesn't matter. VWAP's 534. We could hold that. IPW putting in a nice move. All right, I'm gonna. All right, I gotta run through the scanner real quick. BMR, no good. IPW, missed the move, but that's a nice move. Thoughts on Rito? I don't know. I don't know if I can trust this one. It's all over the board. I mean, this 5-minute candle here is ridiculous. But you do have a pivot at 575. If you could break through that, you would then retest 6. Look to just go higher after that. You could get in early at VWAP, so break at 533, and then for the move of 575, and then move through 6. I don't know that there is a correct entry other than the break of 575, but I feel like you're extended at that point. You're about 40 cents above the VWAP. good middle ground and probably get in for the break of 550. It's getting kind of whippy right there. There was a slightly larger seller at 550. There were a few levels that were stacked there, but nothing drastic. Maybe like 6,000 shares total. It isn't a lot. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Gotta deal with something real quick. All right, we're back in. Maybe 5-minute pullback there. Retest the VWAP, rejected off. So HSPO hit a high of 48.90, pulling back. RETO. I kind of like it for the next 5-minute candle to make a new high, so it'd be a break over 536. But we are on the backside of the move. MACD's crossed over. It's going sideways. If anything, it's going downward now. Trending downward. Not a bunch, but it's going down versus sideways, which isn't great. You have a very loose ABCD pattern. So A, B, C. Again, the trigger point on that would be 575. It's probably a bit more obvious on the 5-minute chart. But all these candles have very large range, which means it's just kind of whipping all over the place, and you don't want to get caught outside of that. If I were to grade this stock right now, I'd say it's probably a B minus setup. It's definitely not A. Might even be like a C or C plus. It's also the only potential trade I see right now. So we'll see what it does in the next minute. That new 5-minute starts. HSPO. I don't know. I would maybe look for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high on this one as well. Got a nice ramp up, pull back, get in for the next leg higher. I don't even know how many shares I got. 30. I mean, all right, Rito. Next 5-minute candle, if it could break 536. Spreads are opening back up. You're at like, we're at 20 cents there. You know what? No, like, all right, here's the game plan for Rito. It needs to prove that it's going to move up. I don't need to risk losing on a failing trade just to get in early. So the plan on Rito is to see if it can break above 6 and then catch it on that move upward after that point. Safer thing though is it just let it prove that it can be in an uptrend and that we are going to make higher highs without flushing all the way back down to the lows. If I was being ultra aggressive, like I said, I'd get in for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, which would be a break 536, but I don't need that right now. So can this thing break over $6 and hold? I would think a lot of the other traders who are watching this who are more conservative maybe have trust issues, especially after this week, this last few trading days. Probably waiting for the same thing. IPW looks like it wants to go higher. This one does look nice. You got 40-cent spreads right now, but see if this one could break 1950 and then push through 20. Shug P. IPW there it went. Break 20. There. Only hit 21. There we go, 22. You got a full-on dollar spread. I had a brief notion to punch it for the break at 20, but I didn't. I'd probably get like 70 shares. Be up $2 a share. Not terrible. This one looks good though. We're just probably gonna push higher. Checking with Rito. It's not doing anything. Going through the scanners. Velo. Comeback. Kind of setting up for a cup and handle right now. It is a bit higher float, 8.5 million shares, but I mean, if it's the one, it's the one. SBHL, ADVP, penny stock, ASPC, price side, not doing anything. Rito, we've discussed that one. IPW. Okay, I think Velo is the one. Daily chart looking like. Pivot at 829, another one at 9, 18. You got room to 12, but I think the 200's in there somewhere. 16. Okay. It doesn't have that much volume given its float though. you're only at about an eighth, less than an eighth volume to float ratio. So I'd like to see it get more volume. Dropping down to the view app. I had eye surgery, so my eyes are dry a lot of the time. It was totally worth it, but my eyes are a lot more on the dry side. If I don't fully blink, and if I don't blink often, they dry out. When I'm really in the zone trading, I don't know if I necessarily forget to blink, but I don't fully blink. It's this whole thing. A lot of people actually don't fully blink, and if you don't fully blink, your eye doesn't lubricate. There's like a pool of lubrication at the top of your lower eyelid, and how your eye lubricates is your top eyelid comes down to your bottom one, hits that pool, and when you open it, it like flushes the water up over your eye, or not the water, the whatever the fluid is. So if you don't blink fully, that doesn't happen. And apparently, after you have eye surgery, for whatever reason, sometimes you don't fully blink. And I'm running into that issue. So a lot of things people like, you don't think to blink, you just do it. You know, it's one of those like subconscious things. I now have to like focus on blinking every once in a while. SPHL being a little sneaky. Pretty large spreads though. Rito, it does have this level, I think at like 450. Yeah. Reverting to trading pennies. Not that desperate. Not that there's anything wrong with it, just my personal trading style. I don't do well on penny stocks. Just the range, you have to take more shares than normal for like a 3-cent move. I just don't do well with it, so I avoid. Maybe sometime in the future I'll get used to comfortable, good. HSPO, looking at the first 5-minute candle to make a new high, break of 41.49. At this point, I am kind of tempted to get in that, but See, the trouble is if I got in this, I would hold it. I'd want like at least a $5 move. That's just not practical. So that trigger point was 41.49. So you're up $2. I think you were up 3 there for a second. Dipping back down, so if you wanted to add, you'd add as this broke higher. If it broke below 41 though, I would get out. Looks like it's holding 41 though. See this thing break 43.79. Got kind of a nice flat top breakout going on right now. There you go. So there's my $5. 41.49 to 46.50. Yep. Yeah. So. All right. I would have been able to get about 35 shares. Realistically, I would still be holding this thing, hoping for a push through 50. I mean, like, why not, right? Everything else has been ripped into 100. Like, why shouldn't this? It has the right profile. Now, if I had enough buying power to take, like, a couple hundred shares, it would be different. I probably would have seriously thought about getting it. HT. $6.3 million share float. A 100,000 shares of volume. It has news, but it's just a review of strategic alternatives. W massive sell-off candle there. High in 1960, low at 1460, $5. Great. Burrito still hanging in there. Still like the stock that never gives up, but just can't quite make it. ASPC, I don't know what's going on with it. HSPO topped out at 48. Well, you know you got a level there. If you can break 48, this thing should go to the moon. I wanted to check out Velo. It should be. Alright, let's go to Velo. Okay, so Velo wouldn't count this one out just yet. See, $2 spread. Give me 7,000 shares of volume. We had stocks just blow up yesterday and after hours and Monday as well. Or no, yeah, yesterday and Friday. Then here I am Tuesday and it really nothing. There's HSPO, but like again, I don't know how you would have gotten in this thing early. Yesterday was amazing in after hours. That first hour, everything just shot up like crazy. Hoping today would be similar, but it seems like the HSPO train is only one that is still going on that. OCG keeps hitting the scanners, but it's just bouncing off the lows. So I don't know about it. Play. Great. Should Still watching VELO. If we could break through this descending resistance line and then break through 8, I think it would attract a lot of attention, a lot of volume, and then you could see follow through to the upside. But it's got to break those levels first. It's not a terrible setup right now though, but it can't keep, well, I guess it could keep going sideways forever, but they generally choose a direction. So it needs to either show that it's going to go up or that it's going to go down. So then you just kind of have to be patient. You could always trade the range. So get in here as support, sell up here, get in as support, so on and so forth. But I don't have the buying power to do that. ASPC is literally a SPAC, it sounds like. Clever name. BIO doesn't look terrible. million share float. TI creeping up. I don't know what's going on with this stock. Huge sell-off today. NDRA. The pivot is 7, then 8, then room up to 985. Not much volume. Go ahead and get in this one. We got in at 12. Looked like it was going to move higher, but apparently read that one wrong. Yeah, this one's no good. Gonna give it a second to see if it popped back up, but it's not looking like it wants to. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna cut that. Get filled, it slipped down. That's great. Well, I was trying to get out around 120, but instead I got out at 208 because right when I punched the order, it slipped it down. So it's not. That's all right. I shouldn't have got in there. Thought it was going to push higher. I was getting in for kind of the break of that $7 level, and it did for a second, but it just topped out at 7.4. So unfortunate that one didn't work. I honestly don't know like what. I don't know what the play was. At least in after hours. I guess the higher price stocks. They probably gave the cleanest HSPO. When you don't have that much buying power, it's hard to buy these more expensive ones. SNTI, I don't really see a setup here, but it's kind of creeping up. SPHL doesn't look terrible. We could break 517. Rito looks done. Velo, it's breaking below that ascending support line. So it doesn't look great. Yeah, I don't see much. Well, that's probably gonna do it for me. Oh, unfortunate. You hate to sit here for an hour and then maybe that was like an impulse buy. I'm not sure. I thought it looked like it was gonna go up. I was wrong. I was trying to get out around a lot. Like I was watching my P&L. And I was trying to get out when it said I was down 120. Just as soon as I hit that sell button, it just flushed. Like right when, basically, I think it was right here. 53.50. Yeah, you can see I hit it at 53.52. And it went from 650 down to 613. So that was unfortunate. But at least I got out when I did. It didn't keep going lower. Got out fully at 611. But I lost to 208 on the day. It's not great, but stock market's very tricky right now. You got lots of stocks that are just like rocketing up, but for some reason it's really hard to catch the majority of that move. Yeah, everything's super choppy right now. And it's unfortunate nothing was really moving after hours today, at least so far. We're only in an hour, so who knows what could happen now at 8 p.m. But I was really hoping we would see action like we did on Friday or yesterday, where we'd have a nice, move up, pull back, and get in for the next leg higher on a stock that wasn't over $15. Unfortunately, we just didn't have it. So, all right, that's gonna do it for me. Down 208.54 on the day, but had way worse losses, so not terrible. My daily max loss right now is about, trying to keep it between 120 and 150. Should probably tighten it up to like 100. It's kind of what I was thinking, the 120 to 150 range. Exceeded that. Just tried selling on a candle that they sold off. Got some slippage, but that's okay. Important thing is I still got out. Just ride it lower. I'm gonna go back to it, but I can't see it. Well, it's essentially not as low as what I sold at, but still. Get down. Okay. I'm gonna call it there. I do like SPHL over 517. This thing's probably gonna rip. 20-cent spread. They just tightened up right there. 540. Huge. See, this is what I'm saying. You can't trust these stocks. Yeah, I don't know. Would have been better off just to get in HSPO and ride it. But that's okay. All right, so we'll be back at it tomorrow, 4 a.m. Hopefully we see some action pre-market. Pre-market's been pretty dead last few months, but good luck to everyone. Yeah, hopefully things pick back up the remainder after hours. If not, you know, hopefully tomorrow and into the end of the week. All right, see everyone later.